Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And if you're new to me, I'm Tracy Blehm, and I am a program building and systems junkie for holistic professionals so that they can get out of that session room and back into their lives while creating more income and more impact. So in today's video, I want to talk about why pre-selling your program is a motivation killer. And that's because there are so many gurus out there saying pre-sell it before you build it, make income, validate your offer. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. The reason why is because all that does is put undue pressure and stress on you, and it will affect everything in your business while you're scrambling to build something for your clients. If you have done your client research correctly in the beginning, there's absolutely no reason why your program won't sell. There's absolutely no reason to be stressed out. You can build this and have fun learning the process and the journey. There's work when you're building, but it can be a lot more enjoyable than going, oh my God, I've had 20 people sign up for this program and I don't know where to start with my workbook creation and I don't know how to do automation and I'm horrible at building websites. No, don't do it. You need to have the awareness that our society right now is insert credit card details, receive what you've purchased. And with digital health and wellness programs, it is even more so. So you want to be very aware of that. And if someone is going to be spending big money on you for a high ticket program, they're not going to wait weeks and months for something to be delivered to them. And the thing that these big gurus aren't telling you is they have a team doing it for them. All they have to do is sit down, write the content. Someone else is building the graphics. Someone else is putting together the workbooks, the guides, the templates, the slide deck. Someone else is showing up. They get their hair and makeup done. They have a video crew that's doing all the filming for them so they don't have 50 million bloopers like the rest of us. And then someone else is editing it for them. Someone's building the automation. Someone's doing the testing. Someone's setting up the payment gateway. And they're like, oh yeah, you can totally build a program in 30 days. If you have nothing else to do, or you have a giant team and a lot of money you can push towards that. That is not how this works. I don't want you to have that false sense of reality when it is not true. And then what that does is that beats up your self-esteem because you don't know what you're doing. So you think that you're a failure before you even get going. That's what pre-selling does to you. It just kills you. It cuts you off at the knees. So you don't want to do it. Another thing you need to be aware of is I have signed up for some pretty big names in the industry where it was like, spending this much money. And then there was holes in their program because they didn't build it correctly, nor did their team. Nothing is worse than emailing support going, hey, this download doesn't work, and radio silence. And it takes 5 to 6 emails to get a response because they can't figure out how to get it to work. True story. On 3 major coaches that were over $30,000 a year, I am the one that instructed them how to fix their website issues and how to fix their portal issues because their team couldn't figure it out. And I had the skill set and I was paying them. And I'm going, what am I doing? This is insane. So that's because they sold it before they built it. And then they would make comments like, oh, well, that's what we teach you. This is what happens. Now you're aware when you pre-sell, there's going to be hiccups, but don't worry, your clients will let you know and then you can fix it. Deal breaker for me. They would not get another penny out of me. And that's what happens when you pre-sell is you're rushing out there to market because you've sold it and you have to get people their stuff. And it's a shoddy program. There's holes in it. And what that does is it affects your clients. They're not happy with you. Some will have buyer's remorse. People will be asking for refunds. They will not refer to you. In fact, they will give you poor reviews to everyone they know. And you are going to have zero self-esteem about being the expert or someone who can have a high ticket program because you know in your heart that you can do better. And what happens when you're in this rush mode is a lot of times people will freeze or they'll come up with 50 million excuses as to why they can't get their program done. And that's because the pressure is too great. It's too much. It's suffocating. And that's because of the rush, because of pre-selling. You do not need to do this. The other thing that can happen is you're going to pre-sell your program. You're going to be trying to figure out, how do I get Canva to work? How on earth do I build a campaign or a journey? Why is my payment gateway not going properly, or it's not charging GST or whatever taxes you need to charge in your area. And it's a struggle. And what happens is then you're delaying getting it to the clients, or if the clients have to wait more than 2 days, sometimes even 24 hours before they get access to their program or some sort of startup, they will get buyer's remorse, especially if you're high ticket, and they'll be like, did I make the right choice? That was a lot of money. Maybe I shouldn't. And because they haven't touched your program yet, they're going to ask for their money back. And then you're going to spend a bunch of time convincing them to stay, which means you're not over here finishing the program that you need to give them. That's pre-selling. We don't want to do that. The other thing that happens that people aren't aware of when they pre-sell is that when you first sit down to start building your program, you have your idea and concept. And then once you get into flow, you're like, wait a minute, this is a faster path to get them there. This would actually work better. And you will adjust your program. Now, yes, of course, after you launch a program, you're going to find a couple tweaks here and there, but not major module changes, which is what happens when you get into the thick of building your program. A good program, a sustainable program, a high ticket program. That's what happens. So then you've already written your sales pages up for this. But you know it's going to be this. It's very difficult to stick to what you sold so that people aren't going, hey, I paid for this and now you're delivering this. That doesn't work for me. That's a motivation killer. You do not want to build something that you know isn't going to be the best when you know it's this over here. So if you pre-sell it and then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I don't actually want to build that, you will not do the work. Like, it is drudgery. You will claw at it. Even if you have an amazing coach, they will not be able to drag you to that finish line because you've pre-sold something that you know in your heart isn't right for your client. So then you don't do it. All of these are motivation killers. So as you can see, I'm very opinionated about it. And that's because of the hundreds upon hundreds of programs that I've built and seen, plus personal experience being in workshops and trainings with people who are pitching this and seeing other people struggle because they bought that lie and went after building their program that way with pre-sales. Don't do it. Don't do it, right? You want to give yourself space to breathe and sit in that creative energy and really tap into that expertise and that intuition where you know exactly how to help people through your unique flavor. So stay motivated, plan it out properly. And if you're not sure how to plan it out properly or how to stay motivated or how to get all the tricks and the hacks and all the ways to make it happen the easiest through a streamlined system, I invite you to check out my signature program, Mastery Training. And you can book yourself a free business breakthrough call here. Plus, it has all the details of how it works. And we could sit down, we could talk about your vision. We could talk about what you think your obstacles and challenges are. And we could see if working together is a fit. You will always hear me say, it's okay if we're not. We can still be friends. And then really get you on a track that's going to help you get somewhere. So there you have it. Don't do it. Pre-selling is a motivation killer. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.